Self-discipline is probably the hardest thing you have to go through as an adult. When you're a child, it's easy to be disciplined because you have parents that discipline you. They tell you, no, you can't have that much sugar. No, you can't watch TV past 9. No, you can't do this. No, you can't do that. But when you're an adult and you have your own freedoms, things start to get a lot more difficult. I feel like I'm finally at that point in my life where I now need to practice my self-discipline. I started getting my freedom to be my own person at around age 16. And as soon as I got that freedom, I abused it and I destroyed myself. And now I'm an adult trying to pick up those broken pieces that I left at age 16 until 20, which is the age I am now. I also feel like I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, I need to lock in. And I'm not just talking about with my career and with money. I'm talking about with my physical health, with my mental health, with the way that I treat other people, with my relationship with God. And also, yes, with my career. I'm not a drinker. I don't do drugs, but that doesn't mean that I don't have addictions. I'm addicted to my phone. I am addicted to nicotine. I am addicted to fast food. I am addicted to a lot of bad things that I should not be addicted to. And I have a lot of bad habits that I need to break. So in this series, we are going to be practicing self-discipline because self-discipline as an adult is something that is very, very crucial in order for you to have a successful future, in order for you to have a successful life. So in order to do that, I need to set up a self-discipline plan. Welcome to my whiteboard. It's a little dirty and you can see my ring light through it, but it's going to get the point across and that's all that really matters. So the first thing that we're going to start off with is the breakdown of our self-discipline plan. All right, we're not going to talk about my handwriting. It's up there. That's all that really matters. Step 1, I'm going to target my bad habits. Step 2, I'm going to target my priorities, aka things that need to get done right now. Step 3, we're going to go back to step 1 and we're going to find resolutions to help me get rid of my bad habits. Step 4, we're going to make a day-to-day plan. For step 5, we're going to set goals. Step 6, turn my bad habits. Well, I guess this is more of a goal, but I'm going to put it as a step anyways. Turn my bad habits into good habits. Good? Okay. We need to go back to step 1, which is targeting my bad habit. This is going to be embarrassing that I'm really going to come out here and tell you guys all the bad habits that I have, but I don't really care because they need to be taken care of. First thing we have to do is recognize the bad habits. So, here I come. The first bad habit that I need to get rid of is vaping. Oh man. Okay, story time. I have been vaping since I was 16 and I am now 20, which I know some people are like, oh, that's not that long, blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't be doing it at all. Like, if I was like, oh, I've been vaping for a day, you better smack me silly because it's the dumbest thing known to mankind, and I can't believe I ever started doing it. And now I'm addicted. And I've tried to quit before, and it has been the hardest thing ever, but we're going to get it done this time. So vaping, number 1. Number 2, my spending habits. If I told you guys how much money I was in debt, I don't know if you would believe me. Okay, honestly, it's not that bad because I was talking to my boyfriend about it and he was like, you know what? People are like $50,000, $100,000 in debt. Like, you're really not that bad off. And I was like, you know what? You're low-key kind of right. But I'm still pretty bad off. Like, people look at me and they look at my credit score and they're like... Number 3 is my eating habits. So Chick-fil-A and Dunkin' is my kryptonite. I can't not have Chick-fil-A and Dunkin' at least once or twice a week. It's bad. It's really bad. And then on top of that, if I'm not eating there, I'm eating somewhere else. And then I blame it on the fact where it's like, oh, well, I'm never home. I'm constantly out working, blah, 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 blah. Excuses. They are excuses, okay? What I need to do is go eat a salad. What I need to do is go eat some vegetables. Go eat some meat. Go get some protein, okay? I hardly ever work out. Like, I was really into yoga for a long time, but then I stopped doing it. I never work out. So, I guess I'll just put never working out. I don't know. Man, isn't this just a sad list? Number 5 is that I don't read my Bible enough. Now, listen, a lot of people are going to be like, you're pushing your religion on me. No, I'm really not. I'm really not, though. If you don't want to listen to the religious stuff that I have to say, just, like, scroll past the video. It's not that hard. Just don't subscribe. Like, it's not that hard. I think the most important thing in the world is having a good relationship with God, and I still pray as much as I can. I definitely feel like there could be more that I could do to build my relationship with God, because without God, I am nothing. Like, having a relationship with God is so crucial and so important in your life. Let's see, what else is there? I'm a pretty clean person, so I don't think cleaning is one. Ooh, my screen time? I'm going to say I spend about 8 hours a day on my phone or on some kind of technology. I feel like I don't focus enough on my career either. Like, I know what I want to do for my career, but I feel like I don't do enough research on it. Like, I feel like I don't put enough work into my career. So we're going to write that down too. I feel like this isn't as much as a self-discipline plan breakdown as much as it is a Jessica is going to break down. Jessica's going to break down. No, it's good. It's good we're getting this all out so that I never have to worry about it again. I also think that I need to focus more on my mental health. And I really think just not spending enough time on myself, like really just not giving myself the time, putting others above myself to make sure that everybody else is happy, but I'm not happy. I tend to do that a lot. So putting others above myself. I think we have a pretty good list. Step 1 is complete. Let's move on to step 2. Priorities. Over here, I wrote down all of my bad habits, and basically for my priorities, I'm going to write down which one of these bad habits I want to get rid of first, because obviously I cannot do all of this at once. I will get easily burnt out, and I just can't do it. The number one thing that I want to get rid of the most is my vaping addiction. Vaping has been something I've been struggling with since I was about 18 years old, so I've been struggling with it for 2 years, and I've never been able to quit. So that has to be one of the first things to go, especially because I'm going to be starting school here soon. And in school, I can't be like, oh, wait, I have to run to the bathroom every 15 minutes to go hit my vape. No, like I can't do that, especially because in the field that I'm going to be going in, I'm going to be working with clients. I can't be massaging somebody's face and being like, give me 1 second. Like, that's not how it's going to work, and it's not how it's going to go down, and I can't run a business like that. So this is going to have to go first. The second thing is going to be my relationship with God. I honestly should put that above vaping because God is above all things, and he can get you through all things. I fully believe that. I've witnessed it myself. And if you have a strong spirit and you have a strong relationship with God, he can get you through anything. So if anything, I should swap these two. I'm going to put 3 things that I need to work on right now. I'm going to do it by weeks, actually. So we're going to do 3 things I need to focus on first, 3 things I'm going to focus on next, and then 3 things I'm going to focus on afterwards, and then 3 things to focus on. It's just going to be a whole thing until I get to the point to where I want to be. Obviously, this is going to be like a year-long journey for me to be the person that I want to be and to get to the goals that I want to get to. So it's going to be a while, and this is probably going to be a little bit of a series, but hello, welcome to part 1. The third thing that I want to focus on right now is getting out of debt. I have been wanting to get out of debt for about 2 years now, and I'm still struggling with it, and I don't know why, because I have calculated the amount of money I have made over the last 2 years, and I could have 100% paid off all of my debts by now, but I just chose not to. I chose to spend it on other things that I probably can't even remember that I bought. These are going to be the first 3 things that we're going to focus on. Oops. And we're going to put that at number 1. All right, so we got that down, that down, that down. So then I think for the second one is when we're going to get more into health, because when I quit this is when I can start working out more because my lungs won't feel like they're going to collapse. When I start working out more, it's going to feed into the mental health as well. And then with me working out, I'm obviously going to start eating healthy. So it's all like a 3-in-1. I think what I'm going to focus on first with that is my eating habits, and then I'm gonna focus on my physical health. I'm also gonna put mental health, and I'm also gonna put screen time in there. What I'm honestly starting to realize is that a lot of my bad habits kind of sink in with each other. So if I build my relationship with God, it's going to affect my mental health. It's going to make my mental health better because I'm going to feel more stability in my life. And also my eating habits is going to affect my physical health, and my physical health is going to affect my mental health, and my screen time and getting less screen time is also going to affect my mental health. So these all just go into one big giant thing. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? I think I just cracked the code to my own bad habits. I really do. 3 are my last 3. I also added this one in last minute. This one is working on my brain because I've been feeling a little stupid recently. Just because whenever I'm trying to talk, like the right words aren't coming out or I can't finish my sentences. So I feel like when I was in school, I was a lot smarter because I was constantly working my brain out, having stuff to do, having stuff to focus on. And I don't really have that anymore, and I'm kind of just doing my own thing. So I feel like it's been kind of making me a little bit dumber. Once again, this is all going to come together in this last one. Because in my last 3, I have lazy with my career, putting myself first, and working on my brain. So in August, I can't remember the date of the first day of school, but I basically start school in August and I'm taking esthetician courses to be an esthetician, right? That is going to help with being lazy with my career because that's going to prevent me with being lazy with my career. And it's also going to get me working on my brain because I'm going to be doing stuff in school, learning, taking tests. And during that time, I'm going to have no choice but to put myself first because I can't drop out of school. And if I'm keeping up with all of these things at that time, I'm still going to be having to put myself first to get all of this stuff done. With that, we're going to do lazy with career. That's going to be the first thing we're going to focus on because I'm going to be in school. I have no choice but to not be lazy. What am I going to do? Get kicked out of school? No, this stuff was expensive. These classes were expensive. The kit was expensive. I have no choice but to not be lazy. And then with that, it's going to help with working on my brain. And then with that, it's going to be putting me first. This is actually all going to work out. This is just like a giant weight on me right now. Once I get rid of this, that's going to eliminate stress. And then once I get all of this down, it's going to affect all of this. If my eating habits are right, if my physical habits are right, if my mental habits are right, if I get rid of all of my screen time, then I'm going to be healthy enough to completely be able to focus on all of this with no problem. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Now let's move on to step 3. Step 3 is finding resolutions for my bad habits. So the first bad habit that I wanted to focus on was vaping. So there are multiple ways that you can quit vaping. Number 1 is going cold turkey. Look, I'm sure a lot of you guys are strong enough to do this. I am not that person. I'm not that girl, okay? I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm going to need some kind of substance to get me through this. Okay, so that leads us to number 2. Number 2 is medication. There are pills that you can get prescribed from your primary care doctor. If you go up to them and you're like, hey, I want to quit vaping, they're going to be like, okay, here's some pills, take it for 30 days, and then you'll be off nicotine for the rest of your life. The thing that they don't tell you about this medication is that it gives you incredibly bad nightmares, like horrible sleep. I'm talking sleep paralysis. I'm talking sleepwalking. Okay, all of the bad things that could happen to you in your sleep, that's what this medication does to you. And from somebody that already has very vivid dreams and very vivid nightmares, I'm going to have to cross this one off the list. So we're going to cross this one off and we're going to cross that one off. Which leads us to number 3. You can't see it because of my stupid ring light, but number 3 is weaning off of nicotine. This has worked for some people. I don't think it's going to work for me, right? Let's say you smoke 10 cigarettes a day and you're like, you know what? I think I'm going to start only smoking 8. And then 3 days later, I'm only going to start smoking 6. 3 days later, 4, 2 to none, right? Once again, I have tried this before and it didn't work. Which leads us to number 4. Number 4 is nicotine patches. I have used nicotine patches before and I can say that they are very effective. The only complaint that I have about it is that the 21 milligram, which is the step 3, literally makes me feel like I'm going to die. And I'm going to assume that that is because it is way too much nicotine than I usually ingest into my body. So I moved on to the step 2, which is 14 milligrams. And that one isn't enough to stop my cravings. But the cravings aren't that bad. I just have to have enough willpower to power through those cravings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the nicotine patches. And when I have the cravings, I can drink water. I can chew gum. I can use the hand to mouth motion. If you don't know what the hand to mouth motion is, it's basically this. It's basically pretending that you have a vape in your hand when you really don't. So, suck on lollipops. I can also listen to affirmations. I can watch videos on how other people quit and the benefits behind it because there are so many benefits behind it. But I'm going to make that a completely separate video because there's just too much that goes into it. So I think that this is what I'm going to go with. I actually today already picked up some nicotine patches. Because these things were so expensive. Anyways, this is the Nicoderm 14 milligram nicotine patches, right? $60. $60, which really made me question what I'm doing. Because for one vape, it's $20 every 2 weeks. And this is $60 every 2 weeks. But then I had to take a step back and realize this is only $60 every 2 weeks for about 2 months and then it's over, while buying a vape every 2 weeks for the rest of my life is probably going to be like, I don't know, like $1 million. Probably not that much, but like, you know what I'm saying. Hopefully this gets me through it. Now I need to find a resolution for building my relationship with God, which shouldn't be too hard because I used to have a very strong relationship with God not too long ago either. Like 2 months ago, I was so set in my ways when it came to having a relationship with God, and then I just got too invested in the world and it kind of fell off. So I need to get back on that. We're going to start off with daily Bible studies. With my daily Bible studies, I want them to be for at least 1 hour a day. And I don't want it to be just me reading the Bible. I really want to interpret the Bible and take notes and to really feel the word rather than just reading it. Praying at least 5 times a day. This does not count when I pray before I eat. Yes, they are still prayers, but they're not prayers about my daily life. Does that make sense? Like, having a relationship with God isn't just saying like, oh, I believe and oh, I pray before I eat. Like, having a relationship with God is like literally praying to him about every single inconvenience or every single happy thing that goes on in your life. Like, you talk to God about literally anything and everything that happens in your life. And let me tell you, my life can be very eventful. So even though he sees all things, he still wants to hear you talk to him about it. Okay, I might get a little bit of heat for this, but I am not a big church person, okay? I really used to be. I was really into that stuff. And then recently I've just been falling out, and maybe it's because I've fallen out of my relationship with God a little bit. So I'm not going to put church up here just yet. I do need to veer away from sin, so trying not to sin. And that's with all things, whether it comes down to cursing, lying, blah, 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 whatever. Just trying to stay away from sin as much as I can. On top of that, sin is literally the thing that veers you away from God, that separates you from God. So the more that you fall into sin, the more likely you are to not have a strong relationship with God, which at the end of times when Jesus comes back and he looks at you and he says, I never knew you, depart from me. It's probably because you sinned all of your life instead of repenting and blah, blah, blah. Another thing I'm going to put on there, and you guys might not think that this is going to get me closer to God. This is something that God wants us to do, and it's something that it says in the Bible all the time, is just to be nice to each other, really just spreading kindness. Because even if you don't believe in God, you have to believe that there is a ripple effect in the world. So if you're mean to somebody and you put somebody in a bad mood, they're going to be mean to somebody, and then that person's going to be mean to somebody. It goes the same way with kindness. And to put blessing others, being kind and blessing others, I think this is looking pretty good, you guys. I think this is looking pretty promising. Let's move on to the next thing. Now, the final one that I'm going to get to tonight is my debts. Number 1, I'm so lost. Like I've said, I've struggled with this a lot in the past, but lately I've just been having this feeling that I need to lock the freak in. I need to be working like every single day. As much as I hate it, I need to be doing it. Working as much as I can, really stacking up those racks is what I need to be doing, okay? Number 2, try to stop spending so much freaking money. Like I said, with my eating habits, I am eating out like once a day at least, and that takes a toll on my bank account like crazy. Like, if I added up how much money I probably spent on food this year, it's embarrassing. Saving money is going to have to be a giant thing. Each month, I want to be paying off 1 credit card. So I have 3 credit cards that I need to pay off because all of them are maxed out. So each month, I want to be paying off 1 credit card. 1. What is it now? July. So if I pay off 1 credit card this month, July, August, September, I can have them paid off by September, November the latest, August, September, October the latest, right? So I'm giving myself until October to pay off these credit cards. So October is my deadline. If I don't get these paid off until October, I'll pretend like it's like death, because that's the only way that it's going to motivate me. And what's going to be super fun is that tax season comes right after that. I'm pretty sure that's as much as I can do. Maybe I can sell stuff. Me personally, I want to start dressing more modestly. A lot of my clothes are quite the opposite of modest. So probably selling some stuff as well can also get me out of debt. So I'm going to put selling items. So this is going to be the first week or 2 of my life starting tomorrow. I'm going to be keeping you guys posted on literally everything that's been going on so that you guys can walk through this journey with me, and I can show you that it is true, that it can happen coming from somebody that has a ton of bad habits that's like completely screwed in her life right now. If you have faith in God and you have faith in yourself, anything is possible and you can get anything done. So just believe in yourself. Okay, bye.